Harris, shout out, put out a video, basically the last drive it was of his 911 4-litre RS that he had at the time. And I've gone backwards and forwards with that video for so long, pretty much since it came out, way before I did YouTube. And I watched it the other day, it just sort of popped up in my recommended, although I'd watched it multiple times. Just love the idea of not necessarily putting a car to bed for the year, but the last sort of hurrah, last fast drive of a car before you really put it away. The weather gets bad, it's just not worth you putting your pride and joy out there when it's a little bit horrible outside. Now, backwards and forwards with that video, I loved the way it was shot, I loved the way they did it. It's only an 8-minute video, and this isn't me trying to do that. I am nowhere near Chris Harris, will never be. In fact, I think I'm the worst car reviewer on the internet. But I've got a Series 1 RS Turbo. What I had was a full tank of petrol, I don't anymore. And I have Military Road on the Isle of Wight, which is about 10 minutes away from my house. And although I'd recently driven this in rainy conditions, in fact I was pretty much caught the other day out in a torrential downpour, I wanted to sort of do a last drive and especially a video on it, a little bit more cinematic, a little bit more laid back. Just a good drive in this thing, because so many people these days tuck cars away, not necessarily RS turbos, pretty much anything that's old and gone up in value in the last 5 years, say. None of it really comes out to play anymore, especially, you know, mid-November, when there's been pretty much a torrential downpour and it's slightly drying up and it's a relatively nice, actually 8 AM on a Wednesday at the moment. Roads are pretty much clear. And it's sort of the perfect time to take a car out, not to go mad in it, because unfortunately, unlike that video, I won't be going sideways and stuff, because this is front wheel drive, if you didn't know, and my talent levels aren't that high. But I've got this car, it needs to be enjoyed. Made her sound like a little girl there. It's good fun though. Can't really heel and toe in this. I've got big bloody silly shoes on today, and usually I can. From what I really want to show here is, yes, enjoy these cars, but there's no point in having them when it's sunny like that outside. The roads are okay, I mean it's dry in places, it's wet in places, it's probably going to rain later, but if there's that window of opportunity to take a car out and you have that Wednesday morning, say, why not? I do agree with the idea of tucking stuff up though. This car, like pretty much all of the Fords from this generation, hasn't been insanely restored, so there is of course going to be some sort of worry from my end, especially if I do carry on through winter in this thing. That's why I sort of want to, not necessarily tuck it up, but I will be doing some work over this in winter, so I want to get that last bit of excitement. There's a little bridge bit here, let's just bring that down, slow down, second gear. Nice little bit of front end spin there. This car, even with the ditch finder tyres on the front of it, in the slight wet, still is just an occasion to put your foot down in. Like I've already said, I'm no Chris Harris. Just want to do a really nice little bit of video on my car, because it might be the last time I get to drive it this year. It'll be December in a minute. It's so wintry, I won't want to go near this thing. The sad reality is this makes the perfect daily car. It always did, way back when they were worth about 1,500 quid. They still do now. Put the kids in the back, drives lovely, it's doing great MPG, and it's comfy. The heating's great. I've got a big coat on, but when I've turned this on this morning, put a bit of heat in the engine, heat in the car, I've turned the heating off for the whole day pretty much, because it's nice and warm in here. Sometimes cars like this won't get the light of day to be used this way, and I will be at the forefront of doing that. I will happily drive this, when I need to, when I want to. Shouldn't be deterred from weather, especially when you have something like this these days in 2022. It's true, if you actually took your car out, your pride and joy, when it's sunny, when it's lovely, you would literally get 2 to 3 days a year of actually driving the thing. And that's why I've sort of driven this in as many elements as I can. Haven't done snow yet, but if it snows, you're damn right I'm going to take it out and take some pictures.